The year 2016 was a really good year for me. I went to Europe 2 times and many places in the American West, such as Arizona and California. But last summer, I got a chance to go to a place I've been dreaming of going to, the Isle of Man. What a wonderful place. The castles, climates, and the small towns too. You could take a bus around the island. Me, being a city person, didn't realize that. In addition to vacations, I'm going to talk about the movies I saw this year, the best or worst. First of all, let's talk about the top 10 movies of 2016. Number 10, The Revenant. So far, this movie is excellent, but it came out last year, but I saw it on January after my trip to Europe. Leonardo DiCaprio won an Academy Award for Best Actor. But I do like his performance. The cinematography is great, so as the costume design. But unlike the director's previous film, this one takes place around nature. And there are no interruptions and great editing sequences. It's out on DVD, and see it for yourself. Number 9, 13 Hours, The Secret Overtures of Benghazi. Man, this movie is so cool. Great action scenes, explosions, and realistic shooting scenes. But it's based on a tragic story, like you guys might remember, of the US ambassador that was killed in Benghazi in the year 2012. It's a true story, guys. But Michael Bay made this movie look cool. But the event's not cool. But so far, I think they did a really good job with making this film realistic. But there are no weird stuff that were included in Michael Bay's previous films. Number 8, Deadpool. Basically, everyone loved this movie. But I think this movie is brilliant in my opinion. I'm not much a fan of comic book superheroes, but I do love superhero movies though. But I don't know what to say about this movie. It's really funny and great CGI too for Deadpool's face and parts where he's jumping around shooting baddies with his high-tech pistols. Deadpool mentions pop culture references, which are pretty entertaining to hear. But the story is okay. I'm not too much crazy about it, but I do like the humor and special effects though. Number 7, Zootopia, or Zootropolis in the United Kingdom. This movie is great. It had colorful characters, good humor, and a fantastic storyline. But the main characters had a good chemistry though. The movie is really good, especially the bunny's fur and the fox's design. The DMV part was pretty funny. But some DMVs are not like that. But I think it's pretty funny in my opinion. But some of the jokes are kind of weird for a kids movie. I do like how all of the ethnic enclaves are different environments. I think it is pretty clever how the animators did that. The DMV Slav is such a likable character. Number 6, London Has Fallen. Now, this movie is awesome, better than the last one. Great special effects, action, and storyline too. The movie is about the greatest city in the world, London. Man, I really love that place. So as other places in the United Kingdom, the Isle of Man and Belfast. They should make sequels set in these two UK places. The villains are not North Koreans like in the last film, they are Arabs. But it's good to see the old characters back, but you should definitely watch it by yourselves. Number 5, Batman v Superman. Now, this movie is better than the last one. There are no close-ups or weird camera angles, but this movie is really clear to understand. The CGI is really good, better than the last one. The fighting scenes are great, and this movie has a lot of stock footage of PBS interviews. It's kind of weird of why would they have PBS clips in this movie. PBS has nothing to do with superheroes. Does that mean they're gonna put PBS kid shows in this movie? Superman and Batman watching shows like Sesame Street and other preschool shows? Now, that would be hilarious. Number 4, Independence Day 2. This movie had a lot of amazing CGI and an interesting storyline. This is a sequel to a movie made in 1996, but this time, the aliens are back to destroy the planet Earth. It's good to see Jeff Goldblum and the guy who plays the president and the hippie scientist guy again. There are a lot of CGI in this movie, but where are the models exploding? In the old movie, they had model buildings exploding, but this one, the city destructions don't quite make any sense. But Will Smith is not in this movie. Are you kidding me? But so far, I think this is better than the last one because it shows you a lot of detail of what's happening after the 1996 war. Number 3, Finding Dory. This one is pretty much better than the last one because it shows you a lot of background of the annoying character Dory. It's good to see the old characters back. The last one came out back when I was 7 years old. It's part of my childhood. But this one looks a lot better. Instead of Australia, this movie takes place in California. But I do like how they made an institution. It looked great. The new characters are pretty interesting too. But this movie has no villain. What's the villain? Nobody. I don't hate this movie, I just loved it in my opinion. Number 2, The BFG. Now I like this movie. It's a Steven Spielberg film, of course. I do like the English actor who plays the giant. He was good. The motion capture was spectacular, and the relationship between the giant and the little girl is pretty heartwarming. A lot of great CGI is in this movie, especially with the natural landscapes and the Chinook helicopters. I do like the lady who plays Queen Elizabeth II. I think she did a really good job with her role. Number 1, Star Wars, Rogue One. Now, this one's a lot better than the last one, but I think both of them are very good. This one is a prequel to the first Star Wars movie. In case some of them you don't even know that, I didn't know that either until I saw the whole movie. The characters are good, the storyline's good, but some of it is kind of okay. But it's a long movie though. I wish they should make it shorter. I do like the costume design, especially with the rebel trooper looking like Vietnam War era American soldiers. The fighting scenes are pretty cool, but I get kind of bored of them since the movie is too long. The cinematography is really great. I already said it a million times, but I don't know what to say. I think this movie is cool. So, that concludes all the top 10 movies of this year. I hope I will see some new ones in 2017. But, have a great new year, everybody. I hope my 2017 is gonna be good.